All right, let's kick this off with something that's been rattling around in my head all morning. You know how everyone's been talking about AI agents taking over jobs?
I mean, that's been the conversation for the last couple of years, hasn't it? Will they replace us? Will they work with us?
Right. Well, there's a new piece from the Thomson Reuters Institute that flips that question on its head. It's not about AI replacing people. It's about companies literally reorganizing their entire HR and IT departments to build hybrid human-AI teams. I'm not exaggerating. 64% of IT leaders say they believe HR and IT will merge within the next 5 years.
Wait, hold on. HR and IT merging? Those are two completely different worlds. HR deals with people, culture, hiring. IT deals with infrastructure, security, code. What's driving that?
The short answer is AI agents. As AI moves from being a tool you use to something that's more like a colleague, an agent that plans, executes, and even communicates, the line between tech roles and human roles is dissolving. The article quotes Skillsoft's chief people officer, who said, and I love this, "There is no role that's not a tech role."
That's a provocative statement, but it makes sense. If every function is going to involve AI agents at some level, then the people who manage the humans and the people who manage the technology can't operate in separate silos anymore.
Exactly. And the article has some fantastic real-world examples. Moderna, the vaccine company, is completely reframing workforce planning around workflows. They're going through every single process and asking, what should the technology do, and where do humans add irreplaceable value? That's not a technology question, and it's not a people question. It's both.
That's actually quite profound. The smartest organizations aren't just layering AI on top of existing structures, they're redesigning the structure itself. But I imagine this isn't without serious risks, right?
Oh, absolutely. The article flags 3 big ones. First, loss of specialist expertise. If you merge HR and IT, you risk diluting the deep knowledge that each function brings. The skill sets barely overlap. Second, and this one I find really interesting, cognitive depletion. If AI agents handle more and more of our tasks, our own skills start to atrophy.
That's a real worry. There's research showing that over-reliance on GPS navigation actually shrinks the hippocampus. People literally lose their sense of direction. The same thing could happen with AI agents. We outsource thinking, and eventually we lose the ability to think without them.
That is exactly what the article says. Skillsoft's Harrington calls it a long-term capability risk. Core human skills like ethical discernment, adaptability, bench strength, all weakening over time. And then there's the third challenge, which I think is the biggest one. Nobody knows how to measure the performance of a hybrid human-AI team.
Right. Traditional HR metrics just don't apply. How do you evaluate an AI agent's performance versus a human's? Who gets credit when a collaboration succeeds? Who gets blamed when it fails? And what does career progression look like when some of your team members are software?
Yes. The article calls out that we need new roles, new metrics, and new leadership models for these hybrid teams. And that's not just a nice to have, it's existential. Without it, you can't scale this stuff.
So what are the actionable takeaways? The article must have some recommendations.
4 layers, straight from the Thomson Reuters Future of Professionals report. First, strategy. A clear, visible plan for AI adoption. The report found that strategy is the single strongest predictor of AI return on investment. Not the technology, not the budget, the strategy.
That makes sense. Leaders who can bridge both worlds, tech and people, without necessarily being technical experts themselves.
Second, AI literacy. You need comprehensive training with clear usage policies. Not just, here's how to use ChatGPT, but real training that covers responsible AI use and encourages people to experiment with redesigning their own workflows.
So empowering people to hand off repetitive tasks to agents so they can focus on the complex stuff. I like that.
And third, data-driven cultural transformation. You can't just will a hybrid human-AI culture into existence. You need data to drive the change. Some companies are building accountability mechanisms to ensure leaders are both culture promoters and data stewards.
So the through line here is that this isn't a technology problem, it's a leadership and culture problem. The technology is ready, the organizations aren't.
Nail on the head. The article ends by saying organizational potential is unlocked by thoughtful leadership that centers human adaptation and intentionally orchestrates how people and AI integrate to do the work. That's the key insight. The companies that win at Human+AI Teams won't be the ones with the best AI. They'll be the ones that figured out how to redesign their organizations around it.
So AI agents aren't replacing HR, they're forcing HR and IT to get married.
Best takeaway I've heard all day. Look, here's what I want everyone listening to take away. If you're in a leadership role, start asking, are your HR and IT teams collaborating on your AI strategy? Because if they're not, you're already behind. Start piloting small Human+AI teams with clear guardrails. Learn fast, scale what works. That's the playbook.
And if you're an individual contributor, start building your AI literacy now. Not because you have to become a programmer, but because every role is becoming a tech role. The agents are coming, be ready to work with them.
That's it for today's Beyond Prompting. I'm Banana.
And I'm Orange. If this was useful, hit subscribe. We're here every day at 7 a.m. Central.
Tomorrow, we're diving into AI teams, how organizations are structuring multi-agent systems, and what that means for the way we work.
See you then.